back to my channel. I'm actually on my way to school, but I just had a conversation with a girl on Instagram that I've been talking with for a while. She's really sweet, so hi, you know who you are. And she asked me a question that I thought was really good. She asked me, is there anything you wish you knew or had prepared before moving to Japan? And to be honest, I can't really think of that many things that I regret like not knowing or not looking up before coming to Japan, but there was one thing that popped up in my head and I thought I could make a video about it because there are probably some of you who are planning to go to Japan who don't know this as well. So probably if you've watched a lot of videos about Japan and about Japanese life and Japanese apartments, you probably know this already, but what I wanted to tell you today is that Japanese apartments have really bad isolation. Now, this does not only mean that you can hear everything that your neighbors are doing because the walls are so thin and you have to be careful about making sounds yourself. It also means that if it's hot outside, it will be hot inside. And if it's cold outside, it will be really cold inside as well. I don't know why Japanese apartments are built with such a bad isolation. Like, Japanese apartments are really good. They're constructed to withstand earthquakes, and so they're built in a very smart way for earthquakes. But for some reason, they're not as well built with isolation to protect their people from the heat and the cold. If you come to Japan and stay in a dormitory, you probably won't have to worry about this too much because using the AC or using the heater, usually those bills are included in the dorm rent, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you live alone in an apartment and you want to use the aircon when it's really hot in the summer or the heater when it's really warm and cold in the winter, it's gonna get pretty expensive. I think some people don't really realize how cold it gets in Japan. And of course, even though it doesn't get as cold as it does in Sweden, if it's 5 degrees outside and it's almost 5 degrees inside, that will be pretty cold. Another reason why I thought this video was appropriate to make right now is because, well, it's October right now and it's getting a little more cool outside, but yesterday we still had 25 degrees outside and I was really hot. I know this week I've tried to put on a sweater, but it's been too hot, so it's still pretty hot outside. But last night when I was sitting and studying, it got really cold all of a sudden and I had to put on sweater, socks, and warm clothes to stay warm, even though it was pretty warm outside during the day. So I guess that kind of shows that even now in early October, when it's still not cold outside, it still gets cold inside in the evening. Now, why I think this is a good thing to know before you come to Japan is because if you know this, then you can prepare bringing the right clothes for especially the winter. You know, I've never had the image of Japan as being a tropical country, but it does get really hot in the summer, and perhaps some people don't really expect it to get as cold as it does in winter. But trust me, those winter mornings when you're in your futon and just sticking out one leg or one hand just is so freezing cold. Of course, if you have money or you're prepared to spend a bit extra on comfort, then you could use your heater in winter and aircon a lot in summer, but it is going to be pretty expensive, and for a student with not a lot of money, that's not really an option to keep the aircon or the heater on all the time. So what I try to do is I just try to put on as many clothes as possible and try to stay warm with a warm drink or something instead. I mean, the nicest thing would be to just keep your heater on and just live comfortably in your warm apartment. But if that's not an option, you might need to end up looking like, I don't know, well, a person with a lot of winter clothes on. And yeah, that's just a thing that I'm sure not everyone who's planning to move to Japan know about, and something that I just wanted to share with you. A little, I guess, knowledge that is good to have. I hope this video was informative and helpful and that you learned something from this. I hope you're all doing well with your school or your work and enjoying fall with some good drinks and some fall clothes and whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for following me and watching my content. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to see more daily updates on life in Japan and life as a university student in Japan. And with that said, I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Ugh, they smell really bad. I need to get them washed. Bye!